Welcome, welcome. We are back again. The final quarterfinal matchup that we have here this evening will be KingstoNe versus TomS. And we're going to show you guys the map selection and the save draft right here. USB is KingstoNe, has Mayans, Lithuanians, Mongols, Koreans, Turks, and Khmer. TomS will have Bohemians, Burgundians, Portuguese, Teutons, Berbers, and Britons. So a lot of civs here for both. Gonna be a lot of fun to see how this one shakes out. Maps are oh so delicious this evening. We have Arabia for game one, of course. TomS has selected Benbara and Banana, while KingstoNe or USB has selected Monkey Arena and Banana Grounds. So a lot of fun maps. Jabari.
Yeah, definitely very fun maps. I'm loving TomS's wild picks of Banbara and Banana. Happy to see Arena in there. A lot of my personal favorite civs, so I got a lot of experience. I'm curious to see how these pros do it better than I ever could,
Yeah, it should be interesting. Some really different choices here, I feel like, than I would have expected from TomS, with Portuguese and Burgundians being involved there. But we'll see what happens. Let's see what civs they choose to use here, guys. We're going to dive in. Game one of best of 5 coming at you right now. We are here on Arabia. TomS will be in the green with the Britons, and then KingstoNe will have the Mayans. Civ we've seen quite a bit of. Britons, not so much of, actually.
Yeah, I mean, Mayans seem to be the clear favorite pick among the pro players. I personally prefer Britons, but I can understand how when things are played optimally, Mayans with, in this case, a full Vil advantage. They're cheaper archers. They're probably better archer unique unit, and the option of eagles are just the better civ.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun to see how this one works out. Obviously, TomS is a little bit lower in elo here. KingstoNe is the #1 seed, so we'll see how the games shake out. But Britons versus Mayans, a hell of a good matchup, one we've probably seen 1,000 times at this point, but really comes down to transitions, timings, and we'll see what these guys have. Maps for both look fairly good here. I mean, TomS has all of his golds behind his town center, and it could be walled up, but he will have some issues with wood with archers on the field, and his access to stone will be decent here as well. Berries are a little bit forward, but all in all, not too bad. KingstoNe here, same kind of situation. Main gold is safe, but then his secondary gold is not so great, and his third gold is even worse, but we'll see what occurs with this, and it's going to be interesting. We see KingstoNe already pushing the deer.
Yep, and KingstoNe also notably did not open with Loom, so he is a full Vil ahead as the Mayans. I am very happy with Tom's map. As the slight underdog, I love seeing this beautiful map, man. He can wall himself into the corner with 3 gold piles on a hill in the corner. Like, I don't think I've seen this once in the modern DE generations. But in this case, man, all he needs to do is hold his corner. He's not going to need to expand out for the longest time.
Yeah, and that will be really nice. Again, though, the biggest issue for him will be wood, so we'll see what occurs of that position. But nonetheless, we're going to see TomS already put down a few little walls here. He's probably just going to wall to the town center, it looks like, which makes a lot of sense of this map for him. On the other side, KingstoNe, I don't even know if we'll see KingstoNe wall up too much. We'll see. He is pushing deer right now. He is getting some houses in position here. Mill coming up for KingstoNe here. And Tom had a Vil on food here. I'm not sure why he backed that up. Maybe he didn't want to produce Mill.
He's going for a sick fast uptime, I guess, man. As Britons, between hunt and sheep, I think you can collect enough food to click up without touching your berries with almost no idle time. And it's a pre-milled rush, of course.
Yep, pre-milled rush. That's kind of what I was thinking. And then you went on that little going fast up idea. But yeah, no mill, and he sent a Vil out here that collected some food. It definitely was interesting. Not a lot either, but pre-mill drush will be interesting. We'll see if it gets anything done. The base here is very compact for Kingston. Berries are a bit exposed, but that could be the only real problem area for him here, as his gold isn't really that far from the town center. Woodline also fairly close. It's going to be interesting to see what occurs here. Both players going to have a barracks, actually. Kingston will be later to the militia. But ultimately, TomS, this could be a potential situation where we could see a drush into 2 ranges. I think with Britons, it makes a lot of sense to try to outproduce your opponent. And Mayans with cheaper archers, similar situation.
Yep, but TomS, he's getting his drush out quick. He's going to be fully walled behind it. However he chooses to play this, I'm loving TomS's position. It seems like he should have the military out faster. And, I mean, his wall off, man, is just enviable. Like, no matter where Kingston comes at him from, he's not going to get in right away.
Yeah, and the scouting's just not here. It's 2 militia, pre-mill drush, and he's actually going to run into a few wolves. So this actually really hurts Tom here, who will lose some HP. It will not be all that pretty for him. Monkey is going to come over and help out, which will be good, but still, this is not really what you want to see. And he's not paying higher attention to it, so that militia lost quite a bit of its HP here.
Yep, that's unfortunate, but, you know, he should have scouted his opponent. I guess it really goes to show you how on the modern generations, players are able to guess where their opponent is without scouting. In this version, man, if you haven't seen your opponent's TC, basically, or evidence of his base, it's really difficult to make an educated guess.
Yeah, and I actually really have been enjoying that, because then, like, it really values the scouting and what you get with that information. But we've seen a lot of greedy play where players are pushing in all of their hunt before going forward to scout.
Yep, and Kingston chooses to disengage. He'll deal with this 2 militia drush with just the Vils, probably some quick walls into archers. Meanwhile, he's sending his own militia forward for a nice men-at-arms attack. But they will just be able to hit walls, man. TomS totally ahead of schedule with these walls.
Yeah, there will be 3 soon-to-be man-at-arms here. The monkey for Tom is all but going down there, which is a little unfortunate. And Kingston still has his available. These walls are just palisades, but archery ranges should be able to come down in time to help push this away, if not keep it out. The militia actually went down to the town center, it looks like here.
Yeah, those militia got almost no value whatsoever.
Yeah, a bit rough. Bit rough indeed. Monkey's gonna go at it. Kingston had the higher HP monkey. 3 men-at-arms gonna be here, so these archers that will come out will definitely be headed towards those almost immediately here.
Yep, and we're just going to see a nice mirrored ranged units play here in Feudal Age. So far, both players just 1 range. Kingston, however, is 2 ahead in archer numbers, so I guess TomS hypothetically can catch up with the faster Britain production. It also looks like he'll get to 2 ranges sooner. But Kingston, man, with men-at-arms and more archers on the field, definitely has a better military, but what damage can he actually do to these full walls?
Yeah, I mean, there's a monkey, there's 3 man-at-arms. This is really good for him to pressure with. And honestly, I think the wood lines are going to be the biggest issue here. And if he can't take wood, he's going to have a really hard time catching up in production.
His line on the left should hold for a very long time. It's pretty thick. You know, by the time that is running out, I think it will be like mid-Castle Age.
Fletching is in for both, but we do have +1 here for Kingston behind this, so these archers will trade off a little bit better here. And the man-at-arms do get in, and we'll get a hit on the archers. It's going to be very hard to keep any sort of position here if these are not cleaned up. Monkey not attacking entirely. Archers and man-at-arms pretty much being cleaned up, though, so a very favorable trade, all things considered. And all for the cost of only one eco unit going down here for TomS.
Yeah, his berries, though, have been idled for a long time. TomS's food eco is super tight right now. I guess it's just enough to keep the Vills pumping, so really there is no loss in that short bit of berry idle time. I don't know. When he breaks through the walls like this, man, I wonder if pros ever even consider using their stone for feudal age stone walls. Like, TomS in this case has such a nice base. I feel like something like that would give him such a high degree of security.
Yeah, I mean, it's a resource that I think that at the pro level they definitely do not wish to give up. And if they do give it up, it's just to get up faster, honestly. It's gonna be interesting, although Tom does sell the stone already and buys food. So yeah, he's definitely not considering stone walls at all. Trying to defend and keep this town center working here. Going to be under a lot of pressure as the production behind this is up to 2 range, and Kingston will get some very nice tight walls up here. Not complete yet, but it's going to be a very compact base here. He's already ahead with the map position, has a 2 villager advantage now.
Yeah, and just the vills he's had on food. I mean, it's been almost like 10 additional vills on food for the last several minutes. Kingston, I think, might be taking this game with macro, as it looks like Kingston's going to get to Castle Age a full minute, maybe even 2 ahead of the opponent.
Yeah, and he's also got the +1 defense as well on these, so he's even invested even more into this, just been able to keep his economy flowing ever so smoothly. And TomS is going to have to play catch-up now. Luckily for him, like we pointed out earlier, he could sit in this corner for a very long time with gold.
Yep, but the Eagle switch is coming. I imagine Kingston will recognize that he has total map control, probably come forward for a siege workshop as well. Kingston is just firmly in the driver's seat here, and I think Britons, I mean, they can do all right in feudal. They can do fine in early Castle Age, but TomS does not have especially good numbers. Just a few Eagles, plus Kingston has his own huge number of ranged units. I'm really favoring Kingston here a ton.
Yeah, once the Eagles get their upgrades, they will be very difficult to deal with. Obviously, in Feudal Age, without the upgrades, so Eagle Warriors is what we need here. Eagle Scouts will be able to be killed by this small group, but as soon as those upgrades come in, it's not really going to be possible. There comes the +1 defense on the infantry already. Tom did click up, and he is going to be just under 2 minutes behind here, which is going to be very difficult to deal with.
Yep, I mean, that Palisade Gate in particular looks like a real soft spot. TomS's walls won't be able to hold, but TomS is in position for a potentially strong counterattack.
He sees the Vil coming forward. He will go after that. He might get it. Eagles will have +1 defense, and in 33 seconds we'll have Eagle Warrior, but for now, that +1 defense will do the job, but yeah, he will pull back and wait for his upgrade, and then all of the military here will be gone very quickly, especially crossbows are coming back as well, so we'll get cleaned up very handily here.
Yeah, it's actually like kind of a crazy 3-group pincer that just happened. This feudal army is actually getting a few crossbow kills on the way out. That's better than I would have thought it would do, given how much it just got crushed.
I don't think we saw a single crossbow go down there, but maybe it's just me.
I think one. I think one.
Forward Siege Workshop it is. TomS does make it to the next age. He will be getting Botkin crossbows queued behind an archer, but this will be very heavy pressure here, and it will be a university immediately. One good thing here for Britons is they will be able to outrange the Mangonel, so not really necessary at this level to get your own Siege Workshop, although a lot of people do prefer to do so.
Yep, he's prioritizing ballistics over both the Siege Workshop and additional TCs. Such a shame that he lost those 9 archers right before they got upgraded, but it is kind of true that the Britons always have a dream of being able to take fights with essentially no losses and come back from anything.
Yeah, Eagles are going to try to loop around here. For the most part, it looks double wall. There's a few spots that it may not be. Crossbows here for KingstoNe on the wood line. I think if he hits the other wood line, it could be a similar story there. But for now, we'll see what happens. First Mangonel on the field.
Yeah, at this level, Britain crossbows versus 1 Mangonel should take it out without a loss, like the vast majority of the time.
Yep, and we'll see if that is the case here. The farm is there, though. So if you click the farm and attack the farm, it actually hits the middle of the farm, just like we saw right there. And that will take out a lot of HP and a few crossbows. 3 of them, actually.
Pro knowledge, Juicy. So you would advise him to delete that farm to deny the Mangonel the trick.
Yeah, 100%. But he did not do so, so he lost a few with some HP. He's probably going to be in the same situation if he's not careful, but the Mangonel was a little bit closer this time. Barracks will go down, though, and the Eagles will be able to dive in here in a second, and that will be a whole another problem.
Yeah, this is starting to look a little impossible for TomS. This number of Eagles... I mean, the crossbows can do all right while they're at range, but if they get closed in on, the damage exchange is just so unfavorable for the Britons here. You kind of do need to mix in your own swordsmen eventually if the opponent's going primarily Eagles. And having just lost his barracks, now even being teched into men-at-arms, I guess he's committed to just doing this with pure archers.
Yeah, and there are 3 Mangonels here now, and it seems very, very unlikely that this is going to be able to hold at any rate here. He's going to have to repair with, this is 5 villagers, looks like maybe. It is 4 actually, but now the Eagles are going to dive here. The Mangonel is going to shoot at the farm. Indeed it did.
And man, as this TC goes down, I feel like TomS must know that the game is over and is probably just going to practice his crossbow play essentially as he goes out here. He is on a little bit more stone though. He may be thinking to rebuild a TC. And you know what? He actually has a Vil lead. You know, maybe he's not in the worst shape.
There's a lot of Eagles, a lot of Mangonels. Yeah, the GG, the GG comes in. KingstoNe takes it here. Getting that really nice exchange, keeping the crossbow numbers down, being able to come forward there. And KingstoNe really just had a much better economy behind it after that 2 militia drush really just did nothing for TomS there.
Yeah, KingstoNe showing the power of the Mayans, starting with an extra Vil, longer lasting resources, took no damage at home ever, meanwhile was applying constant pressure, just gradually built advantage and a very decisive, convincing win.
Yeah, and once he got the siege numbers up to 3 Mangonels, even with Britain range, it's very difficult to out-micro that position. So we'll move on to the next game here, guys. Let's pull up the draft and everything for you. Mayans with the victory, Britain's the loss. Sorry.
Yep, and I got to shout out and say hello to Zelos. Chat's been dead for the last few casts, so I do love having a little viewer participation.
Indeed, indeed. Game 2, one of TomS's home maps. We'll dive in. It will be Banana or Banbara.
Wow, so cultured. Banana.
Banana. And it will be banana. It looks like so.
Very nice.
Don't mind. I can't talk, guys. It's okay. It's okay. Kingston gonna have Kamur here. TomS going to have the Teutons, and Kingston actually started to build houses here, so maybe he's not so familiar with the map. TomS goes with Teutons. Great, great, great. Same situation with the houses. Both players realizing it though, so that's always good to see. It couldn't be a better boar position to save anyone's life. Just saying. But nonetheless, Jabari, how much wood are in these baobab
We got
trees?
1,000 wood on the trees. We got a little over 2K food on the berries. Gold and stone are standard-ish. I believe like the gold piles in the mid have 1,000, whereas the other ones have 800. Resources seem to almost never run out or start to run out on this map, though. Yeah, man, there absolutely is no meta here. I have no idea what to expect. And as far as like really wacky maps goes, that's kind of what I was hoping to see. My fear was that some broken strategy would get discovered and consistently abused, and the map would kind of just be a groaner every time. But as of this point, the quarterfinals of the pro bracket, there's not only is there no broken strategy, there's no like dominant strategy or meta or even popular civ picks here. So I mean, we're pretty much getting to see pros improvise what's almost like a scenario here, and it's quite fun.
Yeah, we've seen a little bit of everything on this map, and it's been very interesting, and it's been a little bit awkward because I feel like no one prepared for this map, and we keep seeing houses being built and some interesting things go down here. But nonetheless, we've seen it quite frequently in the last couple rounds of the tournament, and it's been a lot of fun.
You know, I'm wondering, is Teutons possibly Trush here?
That's kind of what I thought when I saw the Civ, because it would make a lot of sense, I feel like. But
Yeah.
to be honest, I wouldn't even rule out a douche, to be honest.
So they don't get extra TC range, but they can garrison double in the TC, right?
Yeah, it's like 25 instead of 15.
I've actually attempted douches on this map. It doesn't work. I mean, you can take out their TC, but they have such an easy time relocating to another spot with wood. I think in order to effectively douche, you would need to do some crazy tree laming or something like that. It's so difficult to deny them rebuilding their TC, and if they're able to quickly do so, the damage that you take by douching is much greater than what the douched ends up taking, because they never need to spend time with their entire economy garrisoned inside the TC.
Fair enough, fair enough. We'll see what happens.
And
Monkey forward here.
Yeah, I was going to say, and they can also almost always drop their TC in a place that's easy to get consistent food and wood income, so it's not like you're even forcing them to a worse location, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this generation feels a little bit interesting because it feels like we don't have very many berry bushes, but a few under the town center, basically. And then it seems like they're spread out a little bit more in this specific generation, but all in all, looks pretty even for both players. Wood is also a little bit farther away here than some of the generations we've seen, but 1,000 wood per tree, you won't have to rebuild the lumber camp for a very long time.
Yeah, and I think both players do have their starting resources. You do always have at least one tree and one berry bush very close to the TC. I believe it's supposed to be 2 trees. I thought it was supposed to be 2 bushes, but I forget. It was quite a while ago that this map was scripted.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Obviously, it's been a messy situation thus far. Kingston, though, very forward and a ton on wood here, so maybe we're going to see... I would only assume archers, really. But, yeah, he shifts on to gold. So it should be archers.
Archers are probably the dominant unit in Feudal, as we are seeing a Teuton Trush. I think this makes a ton of sense. From a theory perspective, you should be able to just get a mass of towers on the area just outside the enemy TC. And that should absolutely dominate. Like, it's difficult to theory craft a way to beat this. He's hoping to just get out fast enough archers to fight the towers, but as soon as 2 mutually protective towers come up, yeah, Kingston's a pro, man. He's not going to let these towers go up.
Yeah, he sees it. He sends everything forward. Perhaps why he went forward with so many on the wood lines as it was. And the archers will be producing very soon. It can only produce a few, but really that's all he's probably going to need at this point. The monkey here is also mixed in here, a little bit difficult to see in there, but Vils everywhere, and Tom is gonna have a hard time here. I feel like he's got less numbers, and we will see archers coming out here behind this.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he couldn't afford to get this spotted. Kingston recognizing that it's a good play to just pull as many vills necessary to deny this. I guess Kingston technically might have more villager idle time because of this, but he's already gotten 2 vill kills. He's denied the Trush. This is a phenomenal defense to an attempted Toot and Trush.
Yeah, and I don't think any towers are going to go up at this point. The Vills are going to be around, going to try to turn and fight here maybe. But
yeah, I think you have to pivot into defensive towers. This is so bold. Is that a Toot and Tower attempt? He's sending another round of Vills forward. He wants to get this up underneath a mass of archers. I guess TomS is committed Trush or GG, man, and it looks like he's on the highway to GG, if I had to guess.
yeah, I mean, it's definitely an interesting strat, but I think he would have had to tower crawl realistically to make this work, and I think with the scouting that he had, maybe he didn't see all these fills forward or didn't think he would be seen, and hasn't worked out thus far for him. We'll be down to 15 vills. Villager production has continued, and Kingston has quite a few archers now. He's up to 4. 5th just now popping out, and a blacksmith's going to come down very forward here, as now we see a very defensive castle. So he will be attempting something here. Is he sending the vills around? He is gonna. He's gonna go through the void.
He's just going for it. I mean, if you look at the Vill difference, I would say Kingston is like 99.99% likely to win this game. TomS, he's just going for it, man. I mean, it's kind of like at the GG phase of the game. He's going to have his fun. And what a sight to behold.
We are pilgrimaging through the void, folks. This is what we call pilgrimage.
The flying V right there.
We also see Kingston coming forward here with, looks like he was maybe going to try to put something down here. Did he lose a tower foundation or a palisade wall? I don't know. But, yeah, it is going to be interesting. These vills are going on a last-ditch effort here to do something. And, yeah, there's another tower going to come down here.
Yeah, and you know what? Even if he's behind 10 vills, there's no way to finish that sentence. I can imagine a world in which he's able to hold out long enough with towers that the 10 vill difference is not so tremendous.
Yeah, this tower for Kingston's going to come up here as well. And he's going to put the archers in there probably. Try to deny the stone for as long as possible. The tower is going to go up here, though. It's going to go up. I don't know if it's going to range a whole lot. And this can just be moved elsewhere. But he has...
It's impossible to wall in because of the void as well.
Yeah, probably. Quick walls come in here as villagers will just all come from every direction and fight this. And if it wasn't GG before this exchange, it probably will be after this, as this tower is going to melt quickly.
Yeah, if towers were just a little stronger, well, then he wouldn't be diving them.
Yeah, towers will both go down. Villagers aren't going to survive too much. The tower forward here is actually going to take care of this position. Vils coming forward here. The monkey is still in here doing damage. Has actually 5 economic kills and 1 military. So, fun attempt. But for Tom, this one didn't go so hot.
No, I mean, he's not falling any further behind in Vills now, but it seems like he's no longer trying to win.
I mean, he is. It may be slow. There's some micro going on in here, I feel. Some of these villas lived a long time, but GG does come in here. Kingston will take it. He's going to be up 2-0. Not a whole lot to look at statistically here. It was a lot of fun. I like the strategy idea, but I think he would have had to start towering essentially at his base and just walked across the map. I don't know. Like on this map, I feel like this strategy is very predictable, honestly. With the Civ.
Maybe something that involves sneaking through the void is the way to go. Maybe starting your towers less close to the enemy TC. I think the Teuton Trush has tremendous potential here. Like, the Teuton Towers are unpushable in Feudal Age, even in Castle Age to some extent, once they're mutually defensive. And on this map, a few towers can just, like, deny all the land, basically. So I think it's got potential.
Fair enough, fair enough. GG's. We're going to move to Benbara now. Will be TomS's final home map. Let's hope he tries to pull off the reverse sweep here so we get a lot more games for you guys this evening. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out, guys. Been good to have everybody here. Give me a second. We'll load into the game. Jabari, Civ predictions?
Can you flip back to the draft?
I can. One moment. I am loaded in the game. Hold on, guys. Jabari wants to see... He wants to see the Civs. Here you go.
So... What? It's Tom's map. I have no idea. None of these are especially good fits for it. I will guess Portuguese versus Koreans.
Interesting.
Oh, that's actually it. Wow.
I feel like someone may have seen the map before.
I wouldn't, dude. You think you think I'm trying to? I can't even explain why Portuguese is good. I said Portuguese because they're technically a water civ, and this is technically a hybrid map. But the reasons why they're good on water just like don't translate here at all. Like Caravel, Feitoria, I guess the extra ship HP helps a bit. But Koreans, on the other hand, has been a tremendously popular pick here. Towers, castles, turtle ships, onagers. Koreans get it done.
It's gonna be fun. Portuguese versus Koreans. And if you guys aren't familiar with this map, what was it featured in? Like the Aussie tournament?
Outback Rumble was the name of its original tournament. It is originally called Canberra, which is the capital city of Australia, which is trivia I can't believe I never heard until just like a couple months ago when looking up what is Canberra.
Fair enough. 30k food in the middle, guys. If you aren't familiar with the map, that's more fish that I have no idea how to fit it in that square. But otherwise, standard res here. Hunt is accessible from these small areas on the side. There's also some extra gold, stones, berry bushes out there, as well as the relics. And back home, it's not exactly very safe. These walls don't really provide you with a lot of safety. So we'll see if players go water here nice and early. We have seen a lot of water play here. We haven't seen much else, really, until the late game.
Well, you just absolutely have to fight for the fish. I mean, if you're able to take the fish with minimal investment, it's just an eco win. You're able to like get up 10 eco units before Castle Age. And it's definitely also worth noting both these players immediately pushing deer suggests to me that they have both practiced the map or at least looked at it and theory crafted what they want to do.
Seems reasonable. We'll see what happens here. I mean, it's going to be fun, but I'm definitely pulling for Tom here. Want to see more games, so hopefully we can see him take at least the next 2 games. But we'll see what's in store for us here. Tom with Portuguese, an interesting civ. This map
And
makes it even more interesting because it is a very small map. It's kind of Socotra-esque, but not quite that small. So the use of Vittorius, if this were to drag out, it may be something we could see, but that would have to be obviously a super late game.
yeah, we have seen multiple games on this map happen to go to the post-gold phase, but it's not any more common than on any other map in my observation. Portuguese, if they can get up to like Arquebus, Bombard Cannon, I guess that would be very good. I don't know. Koreans seem like a much more logical pick here, but as the map picker, I would assume TomS has a strat in store.
Yeah, he will be the first one out here to the mid to grab some fish. And behind this, Kingston so far just bringing in his hunt and his boar now. Not going to the mid just yet.
Yeah, a little curious.
Oh, he went berries. He's gonna do some aggressive play.
He could crush the fish. We've seen that done.
I don't even think he's gonna worry about the fish, honestly. I think he's going to go some crazy all-in strat here.
It is possible. It seems strategically suboptimal to let your opponent get fish for free. I assume he plans to swing back and deny it. I mean, like, if your opponent... I guess once you take map control, ranged units can deny the fish.
Yeah, and I mean, the fish, it is very quick, but it does take a lot of resources to get to this position where you're actually gaining food at a very quick pace. Yo-Yo Dude, what's up, man? Thank you for the raid. And a lot of the games that we've had on this map, we haven't even seen more than 3,000 food taken between multiple people trying to fish this center. It's very contested, so maybe Kingston has decided to go for some crazy build. I mean, it could be FC here. It looks like it is actually going to be, potentially. He's got a ton of vills queued, which it seems odd, but he's actually going to go to stone now, so trushing seems to be the actual option.
Pretty late up for Trush. More likely FC castle drop. So I guess his plan is to fall behind a bunch in eco as the opponent gets fish, but just take the entire map with a single castle. Basically, you can drop a castle, strategically allowing you to deny the fish and push the opponent.
I mean, what did Portuguese do against War Wagon here?
Onager, Monk, those seem like the only options. I always found War Wagons to be quite difficult to counter. If it comes to unique unit versus unique unit, I'm actually unsure who wins that fight.
Interesting. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens, but it's definitely looking to be some sort of a castle play here from Kingston. I don't think this is any other build here for him, which is interesting. And if he does castle the mid, yes, we've seen 300-ish food taken from the center. That's really it. By the time he gets Castle Age, we'll see what it looks like, but I actually really like this idea, this strategy, as we see 3 vills potentially moving out to head forward. Maybe Tom is going to fast castle himself. He's going to try anyways. The eco looks pretty good.
His fast castle must be a ton better with 6 additional eco units. Giving up water for free is not a play I understand at all.
Yeah,
I gotta acknowledge Yo-Yo Dude in chat. Congrats on 1.6k. A lot of different people in the Discord, including myself, have been bumping our heads up against there, and I think he's the first person I've known in the Discord to cross that line while I'm aware of him. So congrats, dude.
Yeah, 1600 getting up there, man, getting up there. We'll see what happens. We'll see what the position is here soon. This Castle Age time is going to be quite better for Tom here, as he is looking very strong. Like you said, that fish eco is paying off quite significantly here. And we do have 7 on stone for Tom, so potentially going to see a castle from him even.
I don't think there's too much potentially about it, man. He's going to be faster to Castle Age. He'll be able to drop it wherever he wants. Maybe there will be some sort of base trade or something. I don't know. TomS is just with a huge economic advantage here. Kingston might be forced to drop his castle defensively, in which case Tom might just keep fishing away for a long time. I don't know, man, but Tom looks to be in an excellent position.
Yeah, and we already see 9 villagers headed forward. He's not even in the castle age. A minute from it, actually, but he is that confident he's coming out right now. And actually, this is a very defensive play here. Look at what we have Kingston going for. Some walls here to prevent any sort of transport shenanigans.
Yep, very forward thinking of him to be worried about a transport. If I were Tom here, I would have definitely queued at least one galley or something to take a look inside. Maybe land some pot shots on the farmers too. But Tom content to just hold his water without a single naval unit.
Yeah, and there's going to be a castle in his face right now. So this doesn't deny much, but for the time being it will deny a gold and a stone. But that is going to be about it for now. Castle Age will be in before too long. The monkeys fight here, and Tom even wins the monkey fight. So he should be fairly pleased with his position. Nice little walls here with the houses to prevent anything from coming out. And this is going to be a monk play afterward. Portuguese monks, guys.
Yeah, it's also possible he's just, getting out the monks to collect relics, maybe for a couple conversions. I wouldn't assume that he's going to be strongly committed to monks here.
We'll see. We'll see. It's going to be interesting if I've learned anything from watching all you guys in the arena meta. Monks are far more useful when forward monasteries are produced.
Indeed, as he still hasn't queued the monk. I do see he is queuing organ guns. Makes sense. Kingston going for that Korean guard tower defense. That should actually hold. In this case, the Korean bonus of free guard tower might actually save Kingston for a while, as I kind of can't believe how cool Kingston is playing this.
I mean,
he doesn't seem unfazed. I see no signs of panic or anything, as, yep, he's getting up a castle. He will be in a fine holding position. However, down to 7 eco units.
Yeah, even deleting the castle after starting it there to build it even more defensively. Vills are going for another castle. He can afford another. He's bought more stuff, so he's going to take his opponent off of the mid as well.
Yep, this is absolutely necessary. It's the easiest form of eco damage he can do. I mean, it will help him to take map control. It kind of takes control of this entire half of the map. And all of a sudden, Kingston is looking pretty fine, but he is behind hundreds and hundreds of collected resources from all the time that those fish have been working.
No, that's absolutely the truth here. It's going to be interesting to see what we have. The fish eco is soon to be cleaned up, though. And behind this, I mean, it's just looking like there's no food eco minus 3 vills on berries here for Tom. So he will have some sort of a transitional period. We will see war wagons being produced here out of the castle in the north. And a battering ram, actually. Is he planning on ramming this down?
He does, and TomS is vulnerable to it. He's not making any melee units. He's not making his own siege workshops. Like, 4 surprise rams, or maybe just like even 2 surprise rams with a few petards could end that castle.
Yeah, and the fish, guys, for those who are wondering, started at 30k and it's down to 28.3. So there's been a ton of value out of that for Tom, who is now looking for the Imperial Age. I don't know if it's going to work out if this is a ram push against the castle, though.
As somebody who's gone for a lot of castle drops into semi-fast imps on Arena, this is the absolute worst thing that can happen to you. He's going imp because he thinks he'll be able to treb the entire enemy base from within range of his castle. but he's gonna lose the Castle of Rams, man. Like a preemptive Siege Workshop and a Mangonel would completely deny it.
How many
But
Rams
as
you
I
waiting
said,
for?
um, I think 3 plus a few petards probably. 3 is dicey, man. If the Vils go for it, I think the Vils alone can defend against 3. So I would say 4 without petards.
Well, he's up to 3. Kingston's going to get the barracks down behind this. There is a demolition ship in this dock, which I approve of. And, there are going to be some war wagons here applying pressure at the base as well. There is just a palisade gate here. So he is going to be able to deal with this, and this is going to be a very good distraction as a 4th battering ram is being produced right now and potentially going to be able to take that out as the fishing ships not yet cleaned up completely, but are getting cleaned up at the moment.
And Kingston must be thinking, I gave up fish all game. I have a 500-point score lead. My opponent has no eco. He must be able to guess that it's an imp play. And Tom, where's the army man? Like, what is he going imp for? He's losing his own base. Even if he is able to take out Kingston's, he's just dying at home.
He's going for Monk Treb, I think, is what his plan was here. Organ guns, kind of a buffer, but only 3 of them on the map right now, and it's 5 battering rams. If he comes forward with this, this could be devastating. He's actually built a stable just to get husbandry.
Yep, makes sense. Stable for husbandry. He'll also want the range for thumb ring eventually.
All right, we're up
6
to
rams. It's funny, if he got redemption, he would be able to convert the rams, but
block
coming out with
printing.
6 rams and this many war wagons, rip the castle, dude. There's just no way.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult here, and his organ guns are actually not even close. They won't be able to help out either. War wagon numbers are 15. Oh yeah, he shift deletes the palisade. He knows what he's going for here. The monks are going to get conversions, but all in all, it's not going to be enough. These war wagons are tanky. They can sit underneath of this castle, and I believe we'll see those targeted as soon as they pop out here.
Incredibly easy castle takedown here. He's going to try and get the hits on the rams. He gets out his own treb, but it's for naught. Yeah, you can't just not make military until minute like 24 against a pro player, man.
Yeah, Kingston read the situation well here. Villagers are going to die here on their escape route as well. Relics were collected. 2 of them will be lost now. Oh, and there's just stone walls, 2 town centers, and we have a few trebs, 3 organ guns remaining, and a few Korean war wagons that are now Portuguese war wagons.
Yeah, very premature Imperial Age. In the time he was waiting to get up, he lost the game, basically. I guess he's still competitive in the Vil count, but he's down a castle. He's down tremendously in military, and I just don't see how he deals with this war wagon mass.
Well, that and the Rams are coming forward. Yeah, the GG's going to come in here. Kingston's going to take the set 3-0 here. TomS, GG's, man. I like some of the ideas you had. You were down on Elo, which is kind of why I wasn't too surprised to see some of these strategies potentially from you. But, yeah, man. Good tournament run for Tom. Kingston will continue on to the semifinals, though.
GG's for sure. And with that, we are into the semis. 3 best of 7s to go, and I will do whatever it takes, man, to cast the finals live.
That is the plan. Didn't expect the Rams. Yeah, man. Yeah, I wouldn't have expected them either, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I said like having a couple mangonels ready would deal with it, but the way he brought the war wagons in advance to clear the way, that that was a pro ram push. No simple thing would have stopped that. I guess you would have like needed to wall in your castle plus have multiple mangonels or something like that.
Yeah, it's so rough. Like when you're going imp like that, you're extremely vulnerable, and I mean, it just was well played by Kingston. He read the situation somehow, and maybe it's just 2K3 level play.
I mean, it's a play that is done when someone castle drops you. At some level, players tend to always consider the ram play, and yeah, very very cleanly done by Kingston.
Indeed, guys. GG's, and thank you very much to TomS. We will have to say farewell to him, though, in the only way we know how here. But it was a fun run. Got to watch a lot of games from him, and I hope he had a good time. But there you go. Thanks, guys. Amazing tournament. Thank you. Jabari's to blame.
Yeah, we appreciate the participation so much. Honestly, we're so happy for every player of your level who signed up.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a ton of fun. Guys, we're going to say goodbye here to Tom, but I need to find his name in this long, lengthy list.
It might have the prefix for his clan.
That's what I thought, too.
Yeah.
Farewell.
But